tax a part of building wealth. Tax books net say kakraka 4,800 pages. Legally bebree fa kwan bi so a omuntimi ntua tax. Enti the money basa because there's the process a ebetimi aboa amu akipo say if you follow that process now. The tax year no the 12-month period now we year adwuma no any that income no. Tax season na time a year file that tax no which is 2026. Here's the next one. Does it apply to new cars bought in 2022? And if you say the tax credit, the tax your friend is saying loan, no, for 2025, starting from 2025, and if you see out 2028, it's handy. Yeah, sorry, 2022 car no, I am qualified. Say yes. So here. What question be out to me to me? Answer as we are going. Question be out. So the next one, let's talk about sensitive opportunities, and that is the solar energy tax credit. It's so sad that then, and December 31st, 2025, that solar energy, no. So in the past, I'm for you should be brave. Now I'm for you say be a panels on kwan out to me you money ma be brave. Still be na me say a good so be money na, but most people know I want to file for himself. Nim sa money na. People be messing out on these energy solar energy tax credit no because nye panel no kwan say we do solar ni gusu kwan. Nima be brave change o fear when it comes to sa nima na netimi boa. So this you can claim 30% of that total tax system. What the difference is solar panel and that's a water heaters. Remember water heater and yet solar panel by ubitimi change ubitimi take any credit your friend saying deduct those things battery systems are and I'll be installed before December 2025. Now we need the last we cried the MCB year through because first they never more. So imagine say we install panels for 2025 28,000 systems that means say when you pay 8,400 a reduce. So imagine it's 300,000 now you're 10 and baby almost be 40 something what's about 84,000 account. See as we going I will name sanema we why you hold you mother than was all of a sudden we say will be an anchor ebia nanka obetimi an kra last year nanka wetimi agin say wentimi an when this year wonya hwe wo ho you see a baby do this stage we will be a team because probably the reason why because some of them are meninje ho even do a beboa no ebi say we say sometimes ebi mo ho because obi opeso wonya we ntimi force no wetimi akwakoye because ebi kra na ho nya nso ebi kra na obetimi atwa enso no they took a castle because obenya desefrim the same as car loans no because of that in the force. So if you are due for a car fine, especially people everyone you took new cars because they took us so but you took new car near car get to new car no and so people that are winning with money a lot of them start with new cars. You see average millionaire in the United States they don't use new cars, use slightly used cars. So say try say build it finances here you have to go away with them but because of this no a money probably a force so a bra be here. So another one that stays input in the student loan and teachers deductions no you see so we need to remix student loan and especially the teacher deductions no. You see you can still deduct 2,500 in student loans interest from qualified education expenses like tuition books is still that state is still there, it stayed in place, stayed put, it's still there 2,500 but remember the phase out started from 75,000 of income that's joint or file separator as a single by or file as a joint married 155,000 na face out face it will make we a single person who making 100,000 I'm sorry 2,005 no untom. Hey, and that's a couple. Now make it be 200,000, make it be 160,000 untom. Hey, these are what's say face out on say them kind of face out means that what make money do baby bia sa benefits no untom. The baby amount for me say teachers can still, teachers, your friends saying, sika almost spending about, teachers, we know they love our kids almost trauma than sometimes it come out of their pockets. Then maybe all money so to me deducted that one. A 250, to be auto materials be a water if you on pocket or they book school for no and that's what they book school no money to me, those things will be to me it's still be a bit claim like books, supplies, maybe a software be we use it me so those things or records are bit to me. It's simple automatic, but he will be brave MSA out. A 250 for a single. So both couple we teachers are a 500 will be to me put that also. So these are some of the things that it just yamanako and fact. So we teach an out team here. Means teacher nibia there are small supplies book we are really crack me the better to meet show those are or money now. So if you have the right things now, and I say yeah, we qualify for it. No, another big one win service workers. We a big one, service workers. And that's the new tip income deduction. You see, 2025 through 2028. Some of these are a government capa until I'm making sure say 2025 to 20 short period not at an free. So make sure say so qualify, you have to enjoy it. Take those benefits whilst it lasts. See, workers, our any tips will be deducted up to 25,000 of that income. Yes, 25,000. So imagine, now make 100,000. Now start at 25. See, this is a deal. So when you say we na better what me in Patrick Solutions near more, it's me file with taxes. That be how qualify for benefit biana qualify for no sabeka. Include what? Service, bartenders, we love our service. You could do the restaurant almost every come at tipuomo, bartenders, you call bar, you taught me a tipuomo. So those people, most days, and since I change, they not even pay them minimum wage. It's $2.50 or say. So they live on tips. The amount for more tips and no live on. Delivery drivers. The Amazon about 2 anymore on a taper. Those things, if you want more, a paid one, if you also what the fat your friend is saying, what the fat there's a card so mano. Those one money now they can deduct that, hairstylists. Sacrificing na more baby also, umbetimiate. It's your say me any 40,000. In the base, me base pay no. Na se me tips 30,000. Normally no, you be can me no boom, you can me no boom 70,000. So now my tax, the standard deduction be na me me standard deduction for my now no, and I say my tax is going to be based on the 70,000. As I say, anti-sabi. Se tips 30,000. Now make me reduce that 30,000 all the way to 25,000. It may tax able income. The best start here free 45,000. You see, it's all about how much you can keep. The more your taxable income goes down, the more money you keep in your pocket. That is potential thousands of dollars in savings for you in that year. Remember, if you see out 2028, who benefit if you fall into this benefit, try so bit me. making sure my people, making sure set tips are reported properly. And yes, I'm call me $100. No, I report to $2. No, so one reporting properly, you cannot deduct it. Make sure, because tax tips are yen declare no and qualify for this one and qualify. So speaking of workers, there's also a brand new deduction for overtime. Yes, for overtime. You see, the same way that phase out on 2028, from 2025 to 2028. But made that the premium portion of your overtime wages. See, basically, the extra, your friend saying, extra money above your normal rate. No. It is say we make it $20 an hour. You need to make $20 an hour. Most companies pay a time and a half on overtime. That means that we overtime will be paid about $30 for overtime. So that extra $10 per hour is deductible. And yet $30 now, the extra $10 net that's on is deductible. So what you say? Hey, that extra $30 the friend saying the limit will be to me deducted a 12,500 as a single filer, 25,000, a whopping 25,000 for married couples. You see, this was designed to help people and I say industries are overtime here very more. In the industries be overtime here more. You know, this industries it be a more brepa. You see, especially we talk about healthcare. Young nurses, for example, the nurses a job be almost bread a lot, but they don't make a lot. To make 100,000 in nursing, it was say make it overtime, and some will make 100,000. The thing is, hours no. And then found this in the city be a debi a juma ho. It's a very bibi a very nice. But we make it skake say. It's usha ye proud mo pa. Ye a time and a half now. All boy nipa mo must survive ni adin na. Na sa sikani na no. Yes, I attend a task here also. So this was designed for such people. You know, no manufacturers, so logistics, no. Then what they also make sure they say, when employer or report to separately your regular any overtime. So I report to your friend is saying, we W2 so and that's what pay stop so untimi any. It make very sure say that 10 air reflected. Remember, W2 no. The same thing on IRS. So we need to say now file sana. This is very good. And this brand new. Be faded out 2028. So we toss that in which you say probably special nurses or more sad in him. This is the time. When my abuan with me and Yasa back. But me can be him. They will make sure say it's reported accordingly. Esa unsa enka say scan to make sure so could those things. So do you qualify for that if your annual is below 70K? So which one? Do I mean say overtime and I said tips now can Fatu na me which one I will okay. Yeah. Yo, for those ones, I'm say the phase out, I think is from 150, I believe. 150. Yeah. 130, something like that. I can't find it. Yeah, there's a phase out on that. But most people are able qualified because I think it's 150 or so. I'll get it for you before we go. Meaning say kind of tips overtime no. I'm saying the same. All right. So next one. Now for retirees, pops and moms, seniors, So now there's a new bonus for seniors. If who was 65 or older, automatically you qualify for additional 6,000. We had nothing to do with the standard deduction. It will be a single bit may deduct 6,000 apart from standard deduction, apart from other deduction. We are 65 now. Just because you are 65 and above, you don't have to do anything. The couple 12,000, move file it together, and you separate, move file it together, 12,000. They apply from 2025 and 2028. So most of these things, no, they say. Why is it ending? Because it costs government a lot of money. It costs the government a lot of money. You're talking of the student loan. Do you qualify for that if your annual is below? Yes, you qualify. I think the student loan starts from 75. It fades out when you make 75 or more. So 75 down, you qualify for it. Matilda, you qualify for it. Yes, you qualify for it. So talking of, yes, just because we're senior, just because we're 65 and a half, 65 or more, you qualify for 6,000 single, 12,000 couple. Again, from 2025 to 2028. Again, the season 2026. By year na year Jumano 2025. Don't confuse that. So just because we are senior, no, we amount no to retirees in a no. But there's a phase out. So we are senior, you make more than 75,000 of income for single, 150 for married couple filing together. You do not have any special anything special. That special deduction, no, won't count. And like I said, you do not have to do anything. Automatically, no, it goes with verify with your social security. So it's on record. We will file it now with more than 65 or more on Sabekawade. And found again whether say what time I say and I say take his standard deduction. Just because you are senior, no, you qualify for it. And next time, right. Let's see. Next one, let's talk about one of the best ongoing strategies are retirement and medical write-offs. You know, say a share 2025 contribution. Yeah, I'm talking of retirement, IRS, 401ks, need those things. No, you see, you'll be say, why are we talking about that? Account, retirement, and a medical write-off. You see, 2025 contribution limit increased to 7,000 for IRS, and a whopping 23,000 for 401ks. When the more than 50, there was a catch-up contribution. The catch-up contribution account. And imagine say, we make 100,000. That's all the 20,000. You contribute 20,000 to 401k man. Right away, without say with standard deduction, now taxable income 80,000. It's not make a choice say count. But a day back we say so we raw 401k and no the auto tax right away. The 401k would defer and you free would defer tax no right now. A time goes withdraw usika na yato. Said the American when it comes to wealth building, tax strategies are a part of it. The 401k IRS nina kahun. Even though 401k you pay the tax later, right now I'm waiting here you free. If we are self-employed, solo 401ks and except IRS is there also and see the same. A better time near can also want them. So if we are Juma amount one, you're not off the hook. Be office or you want this will tier 401k man one and be you will be also you can also contribute to credit the because those ones no a more we higher and to make more money for yourself. I'll be the more at accounting. And I say bit at taxable income so be brave. So these are the living things I ever come once. But few ones be a bonus or to say medical one and you know. So medical expenses is still deductible if so spending more than 7.5% of your income. Oh, medical staff like hospital, stay hospital, in name say every with hospital for a week or so be cost to be 30,000. So if you're making you're making about 100,000, that I'm talking of the one that is coming from your pocket. Prescriptions, insurance premiums. If those things in now, SD, I will spend a more than 7.5 of your income deductible. I told you it's all about taxable income. So the more you deduct, the more money I'll be to make people or pocket. So, and I will hire health deductible health planner. And also you will be able to use measure that per kind of some year. You will be a friend of health savings account. HSA. One of the most tax efficient tool out there. Why? Because contribution deductible, growth free, withdrawals for medical expenses so tax free. My answer one I'm starting come once upon everything that we get from all these things, kind of free D&D now. SHA the only thing I free. And then I won't pay tax, it will be PM. So we used to know writer. You won't pay any tax on anything. Which one is better? Filing both personal and business. Usually you filing now together. Yeah, go file both together. Men and separate. It depend on your situation. Say your company is very, very big, yeah. Sometimes, and it depends on the type of company. Say LSU, say S corp, say C corp. So filing, but most of the time, we file it. We need together. I'll be filing in that within the same thing. And yet to say a couple of file together, but I'll file it within the same thing. We'll file your personal, then now why you schedule see na account. But usually in ALS, yeah, say any huge set Walmart near there. Any who say any VBA de man, you probably bring home money a simple file now the account. Why you schedule see no account. G yeah, matter that's how that's an also you say man complicated, yeah. Very simple. Yo. Say kind of question be afatum ye be answer this week and echo and next week no next week some special guest be on so what been what tax then beba am on so in na betwetwe nkomo. So SHA adibia ye cut tax free benefit no eno ni the only account tax free. And also the only account that nipa be brain take advantage of a health savings account SHA. Nipa be brain ewo wadwuma mu ba omo take account omo te senate here say we deductible and I say infan say o plan you different plans of when it comes to health plan I wo yedwuma. There will be one man we deductible very high. So if we deductible very high, automatically you qualify so bit me SHA. One can say pa omonye ma but pa bit me qualify. Companies be crime so for so much me mark kakra depend on any situation say but most of the time when I was so suggest adea we bit me to ska at honum every month at honum. Now anything you spend on medical tax free. We use say sika no. Mostly a bro card. I'll be to use sa card no. Oko hospital, oko bebiana, we use sa card no. This year, 2025, a single person, individual, now contribute to 4,300. And as a family, we contribute to 8,550. The good thing is some companies crano esa machi bimao sad bia kakra sa ka homa. Some companies pay sad and sa amount. Now this type now is a rot pepe. So when you sue it's a rolling over. Might be using next year. But there's so many ways we can use this HSA account. A bit me a benefit to way beyond present situation. One, high deductible, mostly high deductible. That means we insurance a certain amount I would tria and sana insurance na kicking. In the infant say be we individual before the insurance company start paying anything for you. I will say be a utria 4,000 or 5,000. It will be on that anyhow and only right away na 19 would insurance tria 10 na started. But this day until so we tria 4,000 maybe and sana kicking. And you know the amount of options say remember that 4,000 maybe also it's every month be an usika we pay on earnings income no we bet me kakra e dia to ho no asa wo hospital for asa ne na we bet me use the moment until tax so use for health reasons and no taxes but so when you sua yes I invest says can so ma so remember it is most efficient tool contribution tax free because medical expenses tax free then the growth is care about become one so no tax free nipa bebree use this as a hide taxes over there as a shield. It will treat what maximum BBN or discuss because tax free. The good thing is which most people don't know. Ubetinye yisu wa usika no JSS ka we ato. Yisu wa usika sa pay medical expenses bia. Na sika we ni invest amount na abe tax free. All the way after 20 years if we keep put this sika we use you keep receipts after 20 years of our retire we can go back and take all that money back. So time now build the growth amount after 20 years into every year be out to me sell the 4,300 at all for 20 years we use our own money for any medical expenses nibia after 20 years which may use receipts as build the growth amount. What retire no we say you says can it the same as expenses now we use na without so we pay any taxes. Crack is saying it is more like your friend is saying as a rot. It's more like rot. The only difference is and we use it for medical expenses and I will retire so we hear those medical money no I bet me abua. The worst a bit me happen can say so when you use it for medical you just pay the taxes off of our sikako. In that situation I bear say for 1K. But as much as you beat me gum I'm way you su I show who I be maybe classes can crown but you are passing on. It is single individual beat me at 4,300. Check it. People will take advantage of it where you may be your FSA and a different flexible savings account and only rolling over and we can use when you use or you lose it. No, HSA health savings account and ultimately you're rolling over. Yes, I invest amount. Everything about health, medical is tax free. It wow the two companies said the kind companies in the British almost a match a crash amount. Individual 4,300, family for 2025, family 8,550. Talking of family, the next bonus I'm going home and say, speaking of family, the child tax credit also remains very strong. It's now crown a 2,200 from 2,000 per child, 2,200 per child, with up to 1,600 refundable. Meaning, say even if you owe taxes, you can still get money back. And there's still 500 credit for dependents like college students and also elderly parents. That is still there. I'll be use. Remember, these ones if you see out, whilst income here 200,000 for single filing, your friends couple marriage filing together, and so 400,000. So these are new things about the share, and that's a write-offs about these individual account. But the thing is, those things and see this year. So if you've been filing your taxes for so long, and this year I'll advise you. So either so be more. So I'll try so file be more. Get it all the write-offs would deserve. So there's nothing wrong. So would even 500 CP and I say and I say a tax preparer, which I know say is very high, 500 very high. That's will make it 2,000 extra. There's nothing wrong with that. See, a community no. You can spend this car, Eddie Amekiska. You can be free, but sometimes I will see a spending. Because saving you 500, now you're 2,000. That means when you're 1,500 extra, it be ankawawe says you can win. So they make a patri solution. Na wow. Na etimi. Enya sa right of biya was a saka.